This is Keith Boggs, Stonebriar Property Inspections. This is the debrief for 6111 Penrose Ave. First picture you see here, it opens up. Just a picture of the front of the house, nothing necessarily wrong. This is for the title page of the report. This is the approximate direction. And this is an example. This will be in the report, but it won't be in a section you can see. It's just for the state. They require to put the direction of the house. This is the temperature. That's also required, but you won't see it. So the temperature was 72, which allows us to test both air conditioning and the heat, which is good. If it was too cold or too hot, it would limit our test of that stuff. This is the meter, and I've got a little short video here. You can't really see the low flow indicator in this video, but one of the first things that I check is for supply leaks. And there's a little dial on there, and it spins around if there's a leak. And I mean, it's very sensitive. You just put less than that, even less than that. It's just dripping. That thing is slowly moving around. City doesn't miss a drop. They're going to catch it.
Yeah.
Utilities don't miss a drop. So for the recording here, for your recording, I'm going to go ahead and just play this video. And so I'm basically just sitting there staring at it for a couple minutes, and then the last 30 seconds I take a video too. You would see this. This is where it's at. You would see it spinning around. It's almost done. This is over here on the house faces south, so on the east side. Looks like we got some water that's draining slowly over there. It's actually a pretty easy fix. It's something you could do yourself. You just kind of grade away the earth along here. It's just kind of a little high right there, so it's not quite able to get past there. It's just kind of sitting there. It's actually going to help both the neighbor and yourself. You're going to have to destroy the grass, but you just kind of degrade it away a little bit, and you'll see the water just start escaping. Or you could have somebody put a ground drain or a French drain, but that's a little more expensive. This is on the east side also. This is called spalling. It's the grade beam that's it's been repaired once before. It's breaking off. That is exposing a metal rebar in there. Right now it's just cosmetic, but somebody needs to go along that east side there where all this is cracking and spalling and break all that stuff off. Just take a wire brush, get any kind of debris on there, and then redo that like what they call a parge coat. If you let it go, it would cause over time some instability to that wall. Right now it's just cosmetic. And this is the wall I'm talking about right along here. This is high soil. You also got high soil at some other locations. Now, if you're doing a VA loan or FHA loan, they're going to want you to remediate or treat the areas with high soil or any kind of conducive condition. If you're paying cash or you're doing conventional, it won't matter. But if you're doing the other two, then you'll have to. Some cases here, you probably have to treat it. You can't really remove it. Same thing here. This is all up above the grade beam, so not exposed. This is showing a little bit of cracking here. Overall, the foundation is doing good. You've got a little bit of movement around the structure, and I think it's mainly because you got one big tree here, you got one big tree there, and then you've got a vent over here that they've closed off. So we're not getting good circulation under there, cross ventilation. This area is staying wetter, and so it's going to expand and move more. It's kind of half buried under the dirt. I guess that's why they did it. You could create like a little, take it off and create like a window well, like a well underneath there, and that would maybe help a little bit. And that's the cracking right there. And there's some other locations where you can see they've repointed it, refixed it. I've got pictures of that. That's where that's located. This is a big tree here. Now this is not near a plumbing area, so I'm not as concerned. But it is an awful big tree. If you are concerned about it, you can put what's called a root barrier. Only problem is that's expensive, and right now the tree's not really affecting anything. That's high soil. That's where it's located. This is some more. This is on that same corner there, cracking there. You can see the different color mortar. Yeah, you can see where they repointed it. That's just where it's located. This is a electrical outlet that the weather tight cover is missing. They removed it or it's gone. So that cover needs to be returned onto that. Otherwise, you could get it tripping when it gets wet.
Is that brick doing anything? Is that brick holding it up or anything?
No, I think the brick's not holding anything up. It's just there. Yeah, it's stuck to the wall. And that's where it's located. That is don't know what that is actually. I think that's a mistake. A mistake. This is you've got underneath the house. You have a combination of cast iron plumbing and modern plumbing. You have both underneath there. The cast iron, we really can't expect it by looking out on the outside. They need to get in there with a camera and look at it. So there'll be a comment in the report that there's some of the plumbing is drainage is cast iron, and you may want to go the next step and have a plumber go and scope the drain lines. That's just a close-up pic.
What's the percentage of original?
Not very much. It's mostly modern. Almost all modern. I've got pictures actually. You can see this. This is just right here.
Yeah.
That's just a short run right there.
Yeah.
You can almost probably take that cap off and get one of those camera long things and look around in there. And then I've got a picture that's another piece along there. It's mostly modern. Meaning PVC.
Yeah.
This is more cracking here. And that's on this side, and you can see where it's been repointed. Same thing here, repointing. That's just the location. More cracking. The problem with repointing, as you can see, it just stands right out. I think that looks worse than that. There's a vapor barrier behind there, so if that's done properly, you're not going to get any water intrusion in there. So you see sometimes in Dallas, these houses, they look like jigsaw puzzles. There's been so much repointing that just looks like crap. The cracking usually is not as bad looking. This is your electrical power going to the house, and it's not high up off the ground. It doesn't have the proper ground clearances, which is 10 feet. It's 8 feet. So a tall person could actually grab a hold of that. So they can put a service mast on the roof and bring it up. That's the city. That's something you're probably going to have to fight with them. They're probably going to tell you they're not doing anything about it. I'll be honest with you.
You do the addition, it's going to go to the new one.
Yeah, when you
riser on it.
Yeah, this needs like a 3-foot conduit. This is your condenser. It's pretty new, 2008, so 10 years old. Condensers are usually good for. Well, this is a train. You get a good 20, 25 years out of a train normally. That's a good condenser. This is a video, just so you can see how it's working today. Sounds good, operating good. There's only one issue here. I'll show you in a minute. Okay, so these are filter dryers. This is a filter dryer on the liquid line. That's supposed to be here. This is a filter dryer on the suction line. That's not supposed to be there. That's usually when there's a problem with the compressor, they put these on, and then they generally take it off. Sometimes people don't want to pay for it, I guess, so they leave it on. This is probably, I'm 99% sure this is from the old condenser, and they just hooked the new condenser up there and connected it to it. It looks too old to be part of this condenser. But it will be in the report because it's on the suction line. That's just where it's located. I did look inside of here, but I was able to crawl the house from the crawl area over here, or the bedroom, wherever it was. Now, this is the other tree. Now this tree is close to the double cleanouts here. So this is where you may want to have some additional.
So it's the northeast corner?
Yeah, the house was south. Yes, northeast corner. Yep, northeast corner.
Cleanouts go back, so your sewer lines
tied
in from the alley.
Yeah.
Really beneficial.
This is again some more cracking. This all again, if you notice, it's all near the other cracking was really near the tree, near the vent, which I talked about, and this is also near the tree. So it's causing the foundation to move a little bit. For a house of this age, it's pretty minor movement. This is just to remind me to tell you that the front and back patio don't have outlets. When they remodel, they obviously didn't pull codes because the code would require them to put a outlet within 6 feet of the back door and the front door. So this is just a reminder to tell you that there is not one at the front door and not one at the back door. This is your filter, which is right here, and it's very dirty, so that needs to be switched out every month. When you upgrade the system, when you upgrade the system, I'd recommend putting a 4-inch up in the attic unit, because you do that twice a year. The attic's very nice. I don't even up there.
No,
it's completely decked out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's almost as nice here. It's really nice up there.
That's great. Never check that out.
Yeah.
It's really nice up there. I was impressed. Again, that's just where it's located. Okay, this is a upside down picture. Most of the house, come on, is open ground, meaning ungrounded. Very common in this time frame. That's one of the reasons I would say it was prior to 1960, because this is 60. They were had grounding, and there's a few other electrical things. Again, probably permits weren't pulled, and some of these mistakes a plumber would have made. So that's right there. That outlet, pretty much. There'll be a bunch of pictures of this. Pretty much through the whole house, almost all of them are open ground, or one of them's hot neutral reversed. I think this one is a false grounded. We'll get to it though. I just took this picture so you know where you plug your refrigerator in.
Just through the cabinet.
Yeah.
It's the plugins right now.
Oh, look, they
Got
got a little hole for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Looking up here and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know why you put it there when I could usually put it there.
Yeah.
They were thinking, because now you can unplug it before you have to pull it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The real smart people with a water line over there too.
Yeah, there's water here though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
There's ice for ice. That's just the area we're talking about. This is your water heater. Can't really inspect anything with the water heater.
Yeah. We've like.
I think that's a CPR valve. I don't know what age it is. It looks like it's fairly new.
I wonder how they got it in there.
I have no idea. I'm sure it was not easy. I would
Why they took out
recommend.
the attic.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. You could remove it, drop it down here, and do double. Do it, washer, dryer on top of each other. And that way you can bring it down. Or you can put a tankless on the outside or a tankless in the attic.
And then just leave that there because you
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how they probably, I'm sure it took a couple, 2, 3 guys to get it in there. They must have went in like this. And at an angle.
And yeah.
It's pretty impressive they got it in there though. Okay, so these are not GFCI protected. In the kitchen, I'd recommend making them GFCI protected. That's all 3 of these. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
This light doesn't work. Likely a burnt out bulb, and this is a switch I can't find. That light right there. This is your dishwasher. This is the first time I checked it. It actually got up above 120, which is what we want. I had a picture of that later, so it was heating fine. This is your disposal. I did fill up both the sinks and ran the disposal at the same time. Looked for leaks. There were no leaks. Only problem here is they're using this corrugated tailpiece. That should be solid rigid piece. There's no air gap, but you can create an air. You can create what's called a high loop by taking this hose here, that hose, and bring it up. You want to bring it up as close to the bottom of the sink as possible. That's going to give you what's called a high loop. That you can do that without installing an air gap. And that's acceptable replacement. That's just a close-up picture of that tailpiece. Open ground there. Also,
A little bit.
yeah, it comes out actually comes out of the wall. Not contracted work, hopefully. Open ground. There. Microwave. This is just me showing that the microwave does work. It works fine. This is a keyed deadbolt. It should be a single cylinder like the front door. That's a fire hazard, a safety hazard. That's something you can switch out yourself. That's just the location. This is your oven, set to 350. Both the top and the bottom both heated to around 350. I got a video here though. Something's up with that back right burner. You should be able to hear it. You can see the flames aren't right. Sometimes something's up with it. It could be it's not get gas right. Something's not right with it. This is more open ground. But pretty much the rest of the house is open ground, except I think the bathroom is not. So open ground there, open ground there, open ground there, open ground there. At a certain point here, I just start taking pictures of rooms.
Yeah.
The whole room is. So I'm not going to kind of go through these. You get the point, I'm sure. This is the panel box. This is you can have them in closets, but it doesn't have the right working clearances. So an electrician may refuse to work. And I had trouble even getting the cover off once I get in there. It would have been better to place it on the outside. It's a modern box. I don't know why they didn't replace it on the outside. Since it's just right there. But that used to be the outside, actually. That's a built-out room. That room was not original.
Oh.
That room's not original.
So yeah, so the
Okay.
but this is all original here.
Yes.
So the porch is an addition and
Yes.
this is an addition.
That makes sense. That door.
So you could borrow that this is slab, you got a footer there.
It's all pyramid, the whole thing. No slab anywhere.
Even the front porch?
Yeah, that's slab. Yeah.
Huh.
Okay, this is inside the panel box. Some of the wiring in the house, because it's still present in the other, and this is very old type of wiring. This cloth wiring. So you may want to have just to be safe, have an electrician come out here and evaluate the structure of this stuff. It's not aluminum. 1930s, they weren't using aluminum until like 60s to 70s. That just shows you how much of it's coming in. This is a hot and neutral reverse right behind us. This is the whole room, the open ground. The water coming out of the hot water. How long has the house been vacant?
Over 110 days.
Okay, this may be because it's been sitting. There was some rust in the water.
Mm-hmm.
Since we can't look at the age of the water heater, we don't know. This is in the bathroom there, and you're not allowed to do this. They've got both sinks plumbed into a single drain, so it should be separate. I did drain them both at the same time, and they drain fine. That's just where it's located. And this is again more open grounds. The whole room. I took this picture. The smoke detectors are all very old, so every 10 years you should replace them. This is this door right there. It doesn't close. It's out of square. That door. This is your furnace air handler. This is not required, but I would put it in the report because this is above the main structure. Of putting a float switch, probably a condensate switch would be better on there in case there's any problems with it. You don't want it to flood the house. This is the AC differential. So what we're looking for is 15 to 22 degrees, 15 to 20 degrees. And so we got a 49 on the supply and a 66, so that's 17 degrees, so it's within the differential. This is an asbestos pipe coming off of this. Now, asbestos is not a big deal. It's going to, if you buy the house and go to sell it, it's going to pop up again. And if the inspector's experienced, he's going to tell them what I'm about to tell you. Don't eat it, don't smoke it, don't rub it on your body. It's expensive to remediate. It's fine there. It will be in 1,000 years. This will be sitting on the ground. The house will be gone. It'll last. They last forever. They dispose of it like nuclear waste. So they put it in a hole couple miles deep. This is underneath the house. This is just a bunch of pictures so you can see what it looks like underneath there. All the piers are standing up nice and straight. I got some plumbing in here too. It's nice and dry, which is good. I don't know if you can see this. This is the only thing under there. This is actually a little drip. Every once in a while, it just goes drip.
Where is that?
That's on the P-trap off of the bathrooms here. It's just nothing. That's where it's located right there. Here you can see the some of the cast iron right here.
Yeah.
So this is all modern here. The rest of the house is modern. This is just one piece on this side that kind of runs out that way. And this is the dishwasher heating to 130, which it should heat to 130 to 150. This is the heat. A couple readings of the heat. The heat was working fine. And that's it. Any questions?
Not bad.
Okay, cool.
Not bad at all.
A few handyman issues. But
Yeah.
handyman terrible workmanship.
Yeah. That's how our already does.
What you can do if you are worried about kids and electricity and the grounding, you could just have an electrician put in a one outlet, make it put a sticker on it. like one outlet grounded. But that's what you plug your TV into or your
So just a
vacuum
GFCI.
cleaner.
So you just buy a GFCI, it's only 2 wires, but
Yep.
GFCI
Or
will
cut off.
Can-
act as a ground.
Right.
You do that the whole house, just 'cause it's really expensive.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, that's
I mean, the whole thing is, I mean, they've already changed them on 3